NLRC 1.8 billion or 4%, NCNB 371 million or almost 1%, NWPC that's 357 million or almost 1%, and ILS 78 million or 0.18%. Next slide presents the 2026 budget by allotment class. With the highest budget goes to the maintenance and other operating expenses or MOE, and that accounts for 79% or 35 billion in monetary terms. The personnel services that accounts for 19% or 8.4 billion. And capital outlay or CO that accounts for 2% or 907 million. The next slide presents the comparative budget analysis, where the proposed 2026 National Expenditure Program of the Department of Labor and Employment amounts to 44.382 billion, reflecting a decrease of 6.8 billion or 13% compared to the 2025 GAA. Even when compared to the previous National Expenditure Program, the proposed 2026 budget is 902 million lower or 1.99% reduction. On the next slide, while we have noted the 6.82 billion decrease or 13% reduction in the 2026 net compared to the 2025 GAA, it is also important to consider that the department's original proposal for 2026 is submitted a total of 90.786 billion, grounded in a comprehensive assessment of our labor sector's most pressing needs, including program expansion, employment recovery, skills development, and better protection for workers. However, under the 2026 net, the department was only allocated 44.382 billion, representing 46.4 billion cut or 51% decrease. The next slide presents the comparative DOL budget by agencies. Overall, the recommended budget of dollars decreased by 68.2 billion when compared to the 2025 GAA. The decrease can be attributed to the following respective agency: DOLE OSEC with 6.197 billion, ILS 18 million, PRC 186 million, PESDA 775 million. Meanwhile, the recommended budgets for NCNB, NLRC, and NWPC have increased amounting to 42 million, 306 million, 6 million respectively compared with the 2025 GAA. On the next slide presents the comparative figures under 2026 National Expenditure Program versus the 2025 National Expenditure Programs. As you can see, 4 agencies have increases, namely NCNB, NLRC, NWPC, and TESDA, while the Office of the Secretary, ILS, and PRC has decreases compared with the 2025 net. The next slide presents the reasons for the increase or decrease. Number 1, on personnel services, there's an increase of 1.059 billion. It is worth noting that it is the same from last year's net. This increase is driven by the implementation of Executive Order Number 64, which updates the salary schedule for civilian government personnel. It covers also the salaries and benefits of newly hired and promoted employees, addresses filled non-permanent positions, and ensures provision for terminal leave benefits of mandatory retirees. This reflects our obligation to maintain a capable and adequately compensated workforce across our national and regional offices. The next slide is a continuation of personnel services. Next slide, on maintenance and other operating expenses or MOE, there's a significant decrease amounting to 5.136 billion or 12.78% compared to the 2025 GAA. However, it still reflects a slight increase of 694 million or 2% over the previous year's National Expenditure Program. The decrease from the GAA is mainly attributed to the completion of major ICT projects by the ILS under the Information System Strategic Plan, for 2024-2026. Additionally, budget rationalization for flagship programs such as TUPAD, the Government Internship Program, and the DOR Integrated Library Program has contributed to this adjustment. The next slide is the continuation under MOE showing the decreases in the aforementioned programs. TUPAD, DRLP, Job Fair, the STEP of TESDA, and the SIP-TVETS project of TESDA. Next slide is also continuation, a decrease in the child labor program, labor law compliance system. The next slide presents the figures on capital outlay. It has a decrease of 2.74 billion or 74.54% compared to the 2025 net, and an even steeper 2.746 billion reduction or 75% from the 2025 GEA. This is primarily due to the reduction in foreign assisted project funds, particularly loan proceeds allocated for civil works under TESDA. Additionally, there were more approved building outlays for 2026 and a reduction in the number of approved motor vehicle procurement, further contributing to the decrease. The next slide presents the budget on major programs, activities, and projects, comparing figures on 2026 net versus 2025 GAA. Next slide, under the Office of the Secretary, we have in May, the Youth Employability Program with SPES and Job Start, the increase in SPES while decrease in Job Start. Decreases in Job Search Assistance Programs, total of 43.7 million or 25%. The National Skills Services System has an increase of a slight increase of 278,000 or 1.84%. The next slide, still under Office of the Secretary, highlighted the Workers' Organization, Development and Empowerment, increases in total by 1 million or 1.8%. The Labor Law Compliance System, 42 million, and Case Management, an increase 170,000, 1.84%. The next slide, majorly the Livelihood and Emergency Employment Services, sub-under our livelihood programs, TUPAD, GIP, Adjustment Measures Program. Net effect, there's a decrease of 6.36 billion. The Child Labor Prevention and Elimination Program, decrease of 8.5 million. Increase in the Family Welfare Program and Kasambahay Program. Next slide will dwell on the major programs of the attached agencies. ILS, an increase of 2.4 million in the Labor and Employment Research Program. The National Conciliation and Mediation Board, all are increases. National Labor Relations Commission, all are increases. The next slide on NWPC, increases in the Enterprise Productivity Improvement Program, Wage Regulatory Program. Next is PRC, increases also, and TESDA. All are increases in the major programs, comparing 2026 net versus 2025 GEA figures. We will now proceed with the day-wide financial utilization for the years 2020-2025. Next slide. The years 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025 shows the fund utilization rate of the department as a whole, with 2020 as 85%, 2021 93%, 2022 87%, 2023 88.65%, 2024 almost 90%, and as of September 30, 2025, almost 65%. Next slide. Status of funds by family of agencies broken down into the net or average of 64.78% with the breakdown for OSEC, ILS, NCMB, NNIC, and the WPC, PRC, and TESDA, with OSEC as almost 79%. And then it's in the building utilization rate of 75%. The disbursements, it's 81.61%, and with breakdown shown in the screen. Next slide shows the 2024 status of fund or the fund utilization. We have achieved almost 90% obligation rate and almost 88% disbursement rate. We break down with the family of agencies with the highest as OSEC, almost 95% obligation rate and disbursement of almost 93%, down to ILS, NCLB, NLRC, and the WPC, PYC, and TESDA. They are all aligned and with the guiding utilization rate. We now proceed with a dollar-wide comparative budget utilization per program. Next slide. Office of the Secretary. It shows the program major programs: PES, GIP, Labor Inspection Program, DILP, and TUPAD. In 2024, we have achieved the almost high utilization rates. In the third quarter of 2025, almost all the programs of the DOLE OSEC are also reached the guiding utilization rate. Next slides for the attached agencies, the ILS, also 99% and 77% in the third quarter of 2025. The NCMB shows an ideal utilization rate. Next slide, NLRC, also on track on the utilization rate in 2024, as well as the third quarter of 2025. Same with National Wages and Productivity Commission. Next slide, with the Professional Regulation Commissions. In 2024, the major programs are also above the threshold of the guiding utilization rate. And as of third quarter, except for one program, the Professional Database Management Program. But ideally, these are all within the guiding utilization rate, including the disbursement. And finally, TESDA. For 2024, the major programs, as shown in the screen, 89% in 2024, 97% and 78% all are achieved in the obligation or disbursement. And as of third quarter, there's almost 60%, 23%, and 55% respectively, including the disbursement rates are shown in the screen. So with that, thank you and magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Yusek. With the indulgence of Senator Marcoleta, and let me recognize Senator Marcoleta, and thank you, sir, for joining us. With this indulgence, since TESDA, actually I saw TESDA's budget is bigger than the OSEC budget, and TESDA being one of the pillars of our education sector, may we request a brief presentation from TESDA on their budget and also on their programs. No?
Chairman, pwede ho ba na bago magpresenta ang TESDA, meron lang po kaming short presentation on how we are utilizing yung may kinalaman sa pondo ng livelihood at saka emergency employment. But if you can wait, if that's...
how long is the video?
It's about 7 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes po.
Salary mo ang TESDA sa video.
Kasama dun po. It's actually, it is reflective of the transformation, evolution po ng common perspective na ang emergency employment ay street sweeping lamang po. Hindi na po siya pagwawalis lamang ng kalsada. With the convergence and complementation of other departments, pagsama-sama ng kanilang mga resources at tulong po, ay nakakapag-deliver na po tayo, nakakagawa na ng mga other public works activities na hindi lamang po produktibo, nakakatulong sa mga beneficiaryo, pati po sa community.
Yeah, we'll have...
kung pwede po.
Okay, we'll show the video and then after that we can have a brief presentation from TESDA.
Thank you po. Maraming salamat po.
Sa bawat hakbang ng pagbabago, may nagtatagong mga kwento ng pagsubok at kahirapan. Ngunit kasabay ng sigwa, nagkukubli ang sipag at tatag ng mga Pilipino, kaagapay ang sinag ng pag-asang hatid ng programa ng pamahalaan.
Paninindigan ng gobyerno sa pamumuno ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. sa pagtupad ng mga pangarap ng mga Pilipino, ang maayos na trabaho, sapat na kita, at pamumuhay na may dignidad.
Batay sa pang-ekonomiyang adyenda ng administrasyon, pangunahing layunin ng Philippine Development Plan sa pamamagitan ng Labor and Employment Plan 2023 to 2028 ang lumikha ng isang maunlad, inklusibo at matatag na lipunan na nakatuon sa pagpapatatag ng lakas paggawa. Sa pamamagitan ng tulong panghanap buhay sa ating Disadvantaged Workers o DIPAD program ng Kagawaran ng Paggawa at Empleo, ibinabalik hindi lamang ang kabuhayan kundi maging ang integridad at bagong simula para sa mga manggagawa.
Pagdinig namin tupad, kumbaga sa trabaho,